Morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is one of the few occasions where my speech was actually written for me. But I've taken the liberties to add a little bit on what was said. I think they wanted me to be very, very brief. And I hope I do not exceed that's a privilege. Madam Chair, the Deputy Minister of Health in her absence, Professor Kwankam, Professor Ndebele, honored guests from the international and the national arena, particularly the national government, health science researchers in our research institutions, speakers for the day, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed a pleasure and honor to welcome you to the Medical Research Council on behalf of the board of the board. This is a very special welcome to our guests, particularly in this instance, Professor Kwankam, who probably is not new and has been here before, and also Professor Ndebele, who's chairperson of the foundation of the MTN South Africa, which is the main sponsor for this project. Now this year, fit though I am, I think I'm coming to a somewhat an MRC that is undergoing what we consider to be necessary transformation. Today is not the day to talk about those things, but just to say that this is a time for transformation, and we're looking forward to people being creative, being people positive, to see what can become of the changes that are being proposed. And I have come here to give support to the ICT for Health and to show that I am still committed to the institution in spite of some of the unpleasant events that have taken place. And particularly for the e-health in my capacity as a medical professional, because there's a lot of potential and a lot of good that can come out of this. We're also delighted to hear about the finalization of the e-health strategy, and we long to hear about the lifting of the ICT moratoria. Again, things that we have to be working on. Now, to move a little bit, the cost and availability of technology in South Africa is improving daily, and yet the healthcare services delivery does not appear to be improving at the same rate. And if we were to compare ourselves, or not compare, but look at what the Millennium Goals say about it, our achievements, I think in South Africa, as part of the quadruple burden of disease, child mortality is one of the things that we're still lagging behind. And in fact, not just South Africa, but Africa as well. Now, we have to try and use this technology to focus on some of the things that are burning. And I mentioned particularly the quadruple burden of disease. And there must be, again, creative ways in which we can utilize, and I'm sure the speakers will cover quite a wide range of applications of this technology. And I'm just quoting one example. It is important also that the range of technologies that exist are being developed here in South Africa and supported by local business, and once again proving that South Africans can assist in strengthening healthcare systems and improve the quality of life of all South Africans. It is now time for us further to embrace new technologies as we launch into the National Health Insurance, which brings its own new challenges. And before I finish, let me just, this is why I take liberties now, let us think about a few things. And as we progress in the path of technology, let's reflect a little bit on the things that seem to be obvious. Technology might be seen or interpreted by others to be for the urban, sophisticated environment. And yet, to prove its worth, it must be applicable and work even for the rural and remote areas. where it is most needed. I just thought about the imagination and magnitude of energy that was spent in our country on the square kilometer array. If we could use a fraction of that energy imagination, we could cover every square kilometer of the open lands, the hills and the valleys in our country to bring quality healthcare and deliver quality healthcare to everybody using technology. Secondly, the ICT is going to become, and is in fact, a form of a network of partnerships, which are going to be linked not just by talking to each other face to face, but by electronic media, bandwaves, and other invisible parameters. And these changes are going to bring some challenges in our communication and relationships. Health informatics, particularly in the ICT, has been shown to improve the quality of care, both in hospitals and clinics, and even in these sort of primary health care, put it that way. But we would like to see, and I know that the Walter Sisulu University, Namtata, and many others have already started in the health science profession to have health informatics as a specialty. And we're going to need that, particularly as we move into the national health insurance arena. And I'd like to encourage people not just to use informatics for diagnosis, but actually to specialize in that field of health informatics. Now, I would not be true to my own professional philosophy if I didn't say anything about ethics. New discoveries, particularly in the scientific field, will always bring opportunities for improvement, but they also bring challenges. And one of these challenges is in the realm of ethics. And as we write the book on e-health in all its forms, m-health, telemedicine, as we write that book, we must not forget to write a chapter on the ethics of this new technology. Because if we leave it behind, we might find ourselves having a lot of problems and rather reacting to people who begin to challenge some of the issues. And I'm certain those who are in the medical profession will understand that there's a duty of care, and if things go wrong, who's going to be held responsible? Is it the technology, the person who manufactured the machine? Is it the doctor who sent the thing? Is it the person who diagnosed and the treatment? It opens a new field altogether of ethics, and somebody must look at that and write up something on that. And before I finish, then, I would like to say congratulations to the organizers of this third conference, which is hosted by the Telemedicine and Health Unit. And I hope that this conference will be filled with knowledge, sharing, and dialogue, and that as we move forward, we will in fact form this true partnership, both within the MRC and outside with many other companies and stakeholders. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you for your ordinance.